Hey y'all, what's up? Happy Friday, happy Friday. Hope you all having a great week and a great start of your weekend. I myself is having a great week, and today is my Sunday. Go back to work tomorrow, and I'm here giving you a review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like I said, what I said I was gonna do, and it will be for last week episode and this week episode. Listen, y'all see the thumbnail? Brit got to go. Get her off my screen. I can't deal with a new person who coming in hot for no apparent reason, have no legitimacy of why she coming in so strong and so hot. And I am disappointed why Ken would let this person get her under skin so bad that she would choose her event to do something like that. All we know, she showed a graphic picture of Brit at her salon. And I'll say, I don't know why she would use her salon as a place to do that. And yes, what she did, and we're gonna talk about what Brit did. Brit did what she did, and she tried to pretend like she didn't. And I'm gonna be on her head top because at the end of the day, girl, you doing the most. And I'm just mad that Ken did what she did. Because to be honest, if you would ask me, you would both be gone or suspended. You've been suspended too, Brit. I don't care what nobody say. You've been suspended too. So I'm gonna do what I do yesterday. I'm gonna stay behind this thumbnail, and if people come in and start commenting, I would get off the screen, get off the thumbnail, and y'all will see my face. So I will start doing that from now on till I start seeing people coming in and commenting, and interacting with me. If not, you will just see it. You will hear me. I'll discuss the show. When y'all do a replay, y'all watch it again. Y'all can just sit back, do what you do, clean up, go to drive to work and everything. Listen to my voice. It's like that. And until people come in and interact with me, then I get off and you see my face. All right, let's get into it. I ain't gonna waste your time. I know it's a Friday. I know people's out having a good time. It's their weekend. No work the next 2 days for some people. So I had to do what was best for me to get this content out for y'all because I didn't want to delay it anymore longer because new episodes start next week, and that's when Sunday, and that's when we actually see the event, and y'all will be up to date on that because the part 3 of Married to Medicine is out Sunday, so I would give that review, and I would give you the next episode of Housewives. All right, let's get into it. So we see Brit. Brit says she was a video vixen back in high school. I said video vixen back in high school. So yes, she was a video vixen. She said her husband Mike is in reserve. I mean, reserve is that's not the word. I don't say he's reserved. You may be reserved a little bit, but the way how he blowing your phone and doing his extra stuff and all that stuff, I say reserve my behind. I think he's more than that, girl. But you want to make your husband feel like he's a little passive. No, he's not. I don't think he is, and we'll see how this goes. But she did say, because the producer asked her, "Did you date Rick Ross in the past?" And she said, "Yes, I did. I dated him. It was brief, and that's that." But she said her best year, her 3 years of her life, messing with dealing with her husband that she is now, Mike. I know they're trying to expand the family and whatnot, but even that sounds fishy, because I don't know. He wants it bad. I know he's just a dog in the heat. But what's that now? So then she talk about Kenya. Ken this. Ken says she greeted me well. This is that, and she don't know what she messing with and all that stuff like that. I'm not messing with the one, and she being really rude. I said, girl, you come with a lot of preconceived. You came to the show with a lot of preconceived notions about Kenya, and that's what I feel like what Brit did. Brit saw the show, just like I feel like the other girls who come in because no, this is 16th season in Real House of Atlanta. If you go join the show, you have watched the show. I'm not buying nobody who come on the show say I didn't watch an episode before, nothing like that. So no, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You watched it. You know who these ladies are and whatnot. So I I knew, y'all know, and I know that she watched the show. And I think she came in knowing who Kenya is. And she did that little mistake that most rookies do when they start their reality TV debut, is to go after the big dog, the OG. Go after them to make a name for yourself. Doing that will help you. Well, at least, hopefully, gain you some accolades, gain you some fandom. People say, "Oh yes, I like how she is. She coming in. She went after Kenya. She went after Cynthia. She went after this person. You hoop the whoop whoop." They will coming in very strong, very hot, and going hard. Either they come in very strong, very hot, and it be all wrong, or they coming in strong and hot and they backed away. Now a little bit what Kelly did, I was so here for Kelly in the first episode, but then she just backtracked a little bit and stayed on Peach Juice's neck, and I wish she stayed on her neck. But it is what it is. But I do like Kelly more, and I do like Angela so far. I like Kelly. Angela, I'm still on the fence for her. But Brit, no, I'm not feeling her at all. So she talked about Kenya, and then she said she wants a kid. No, he wants a kid. He wants a kid badly. But she said, I need a ceremony. Because I think they got married, and they ain't had a ceremony because it's around the Panama. So they got married, but they did not get the ceremony that she wanted. So she wants that. And I said, hey, do it. Get the ceremony and do what you got to do. Now, she did say something about her father, that how she was so close. Her father was like a nucleus and glue to the family. And he had 3 daughters, and, Brit. And then she had I think Brit is a middle child. Or what? I know she had an older sister named Cher. And I don't know if she's the youngest or she's the middle child. But I think she's the middle child, just like me. And she had passed away. He had no life insurance when he was transitioning from his old job to the new one. So that's the reason why she started her insurance agency. And I think when she get it, she had her sisters work with her like that. And that's what she made her start. She had her sister work with her. And then right now, but at this moment, she doesn't have any relationship with her sisters as much. Because 1, she sold the company, and then 2, the passing of their father made them feel like they they all process the pass away of a parent differently. So somebody was drawn, some don't want to talk to y'all. It's different how siblings take the pass of loved ones. And sometimes siblings relationship do fracture when the matriarch or the patriarch of the family passed away. So I do know firsthand how that happened. It's like that. Now, like I said yesterday, like my grandma was alive, we was always hanging out at her house. She was doing Sunday dinners. Most Sundays we go to her house and have a good time, feast. Cousins stay together, we chill, relax, spend the night sometimes. And then when she passed away, it's not much of that anymore. So it's like we get together every now and then, but it's not like it was before. So that's that. So that's why I say this is crazy. Because Peach Juice and Kelly met up. And this I was like, well, Kelly she came in, she said, why is she so with lady husband? And all that's like that. Hold on, y'all. Let me show you the Kelly face. Because I always got to do her face. She said with that lady husband. Why she took that lady husband? That's Kelly. And I wanted her to be on Peach Juice's neck. Because I know Peach Juice will come in, act like she do nothing, and she don't want to answer. She don't want to talk about things. And I don't like that. No, she needs to talk. And I think she's using that Drew storyline with Dennis to deflect so she could avoid talking about Simon and her divorce. And I said, no, you came back, girl. So stand on it and live your truth. But she said Kelly got this personality. She said, oh my gosh, gosh. I said, yeah, different personalities. She said, you got different personalities, you got different men. So we even. And I said, I know that's right. So they want to clear the air, and like Kelly was like nervous at first because she said she didn't know what kind of peach juice she was gonna get. However, at the end of the day, she got comfortable. They're gonna clear the air. They brought a different energy, like it was. It was not the energy that she brought when she was first saw peach juice and everything. But I wish she would have stayed on that. I said, okay, girl, yes, we here and everything. But I was like, I still want to answer the question. And before, instead of doing the same thing like she did last time, I was saying, no, how you doing, girl? What's going on? What's up? How life going on? And then, girl, what you doing? What you thinking? But she backed away. She backed down. So I don't think it's gonna be any Kelly coming for Peach Juice neck anymore. And hopefully somebody else will. But I don't know. It seems like Peach Juice gonna skate by this season. And we'll see how that goes. But they cool now. They chopped it up. They ate some food. And whoop de whoop. So Drew is recording her music. Angela, Cynthia, and Kenya was there. And I think she was recording that song Slide. Now, I listened to Drew's album, and to be honest, it's really nice. It's not that bad. Her album's not that bad. I got to listen to it again to download some songs, but so far, Chicago Slide is one of the songs I definitely downloaded when I heard it. I know, slide in it, slide in it, slide in it. I said, okay, you better do that song, girl. But yeah, her album was nice. It was nice. So this whole thing with Peach Juice and Drew, I don't know. Text messages, phone calls, what the what, I don't know what's going on with these two. At the end of the day, I guess it was some type of conversations because I know last time Drew told us that she texts Portia, she texts Peach Juice, and whatnot. But then they said it was a phone call. But Peach Juice said, "Yeah, you called me, but whoop de whoop whoop." And then it kind of found out Dennis kind of reached out to Peach Juice about it and gave her a blessing. So at the end of the day, I don't feel like it was a big deal. I feel like Peach Juice was with Simon. She didn't care. She had no care in the world what Dennis was doing with anyone in the cast or what he's doing at all. She didn't care. But now that her assignment is not in good, now all of a sudden she cares. So all this thing about this up and down about if she acts here, Peaches at the end of the day, it is what it is. Dennis is not married to you. You do not own him. He do whatever he wants. He's a hoe, and you knew that. So, but you want to control things. You want people to have loyalty to you, and you want to have loyalty to nobody else. So it is what it is. Obviously, he did a good job because the album was not that bad, so he doing something right. So, says she texts Portia, but she did not call her. And it's just a respect thing. Now, Cynthia said that when Kenya was doing a movie with Leon, because you know Leon is Cynthia's baby daddy, you know, the father of her child. Um, I forgot her daughter's name. I forgot her daughter's name. But he's the father of her child. And she said it was just a respect. It's just a respect, just to give me a kind of courtesy. You don't have to ask for my permission, but at least to let you know, say, hey girl, I work with your baby daddy or something like that, this or that, and just to let you know, hope there's ain't no issue, no foul playing, no animosity towards me if I do this because it's a movie. Just let them know. But she said her Peach Juice will have to talk because I guess they reach out together and say we're gonna have a sit down and have a conversation about this one on one. Dash it out. If y'all do have a sit down, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't. So go on with that. So Shamia talked with her sisters, and basically she said her sister was always been her rock, always been there. I think one sister is going through something medically and health wise, but she always pushes through that to be there for Shamia and her daughter and everything. And they're always there. Every time she needs them, they're good. They give her advice. She looks up to them and whatnot. But she talked about about her troubles of growing a family because her troubles of the pregnancy and doing the IVFs and then the ectopic pregnancy and all that stuff. So she having a hard time with that. And so she is looking for another surrogate and going to the surrogacy route again. But her baby child is doing better, doing well. She has a happy baby. She has the joy that she can look up to, even though she might be going through a lot of stuff that she don't know that she's going through this stuff. But she's held on strong, and she's a happy child, and I love that. Because I love to smile. I was a happy child myself. My mother told me I was always smiling. I still do now. And that's what it is. And they're gonna be there for each other. And she hopes she get her wish and continue expanding the family for her husband. And they're well off. And that's that. But no, it's not to detrimental to your other children and your health. And then it'd be great. So Angela and Charles, and she doing properties because she mentioned that she has 5 properties that she renovating and she want to sell. So like that. So she working on one of them, and I think Charles came and they put some floors, and I guess she had somebody who's working at the building. And it did some things. I said, listen, when you are filming at that place, at least dust and mop the floors or something like that, because that floor was dusty. But at the end of the day, they working on the house. So I understand. So they talk about vows renewals. They didn't get at the time because at the time they were separated, and when they got back, say it hold over her head with the house project, and then she talk about therapy, and they ain't want to go therapy. So it's a lot of stuff. Let's say. Oh, I'm gonna get in on Brit. You don't know. You don't know. See him. How you doing, boo? Brit is weirder than a Ted head. She is. And did you see who? Hold up. Let's put pause on Atlanta. Who told Chromosome Head to sing "Killing Me Softly"? Who's in their right mind was on the substance that asked her to sing? Because I said all the other people. You listen. I'm good, boo. I'm good. I'm chilling. I have my Zumba class today. I'm working on my health journey. And it's going good. I'm good. I'm happy. I didn't listen to that either. I just was seeing that who the hell invited her to sing. That's why I was like, you didn't invite Candace, you didn't invite Drew, you didn't invite any other people who have voice. And you choose Chromosome Head? Ashley? Oh no. I have not listened to that. I refuse. Yes, I know it was the biggest eye roll. I was like, I don't know why they keep thrusting this girl in our faces. I said I ain't watched the whole last season of Potomac, and I'm not watching next season. So I don't know what's going on. Let her go and get out my face. Let her go. Get some all new girls, and then man might come back to Potomac. And then let it go, Giselle, too. That's what I'm saying, because there's something. Hey, other girls, everybody went to like some girls who got freaking voices. Yeah, and you chose her? Her main name singing. I said, girl, but I listen to that, but I heard little bits. And I said, oh, child, nah. So yes, I think Charles is holding the projects, the renovations of the houses on her head instead of getting that vow renewal that she wants. Because at the time she was separated with him. And I said, Now I know some tea going out there about Charles, about some alleged baby. I guess the kid they raised together. I guess Charles Jr. was outside of the marriage. I guess because I think I did. Is it no? Am I really the right person? Because I know Kelly had 3 with the husband and 1 outside, and I think she had her 2 children. I think he had they and then they had 1 together. Yeah, I think they got 1 kid together. Y'all correct me because I think I remember. So Drew met with her attorney, and to get him out the house, their goal is to get him out the house so they can sell the house, so they can get their own separate little houses, whatever. But the point is, he's supposed to turn over his financials, and he's stalling and returning on the financials. Whatever he do bring to the lawyer, it's mostly her stuff. I said, what is he doing having access to your account, girl, and your money? You better stop doing that. So they documents are sealed, but I guess the judge is trying to unseal it. So because when it's unsealed, it becomes public record, and then they can see all the stuff that he has been doing. So all the stuff he be doing. So I was like, mm-hmm. And I know he ain't trying to leave because I know they showed that little MTV clip, that little editing. They love them some loud. They love them so loud. He got his own confessionals and everything. I said, oh, now he get confessionals too? So they unseal it. So everything he be doing is up there that people can see. And I said, yeah. I said, boy, and I know he can't afford to. That's in that basement. Now he try to live large in that basement. I said, oh, okay, that basement is something else. But he had to go. Oh no, I'm skipped ahead. No, we won't get to that. And I said, oh boy, turn on the financials and let this be. But whatever. Like I said, I would be mad petty. I would be stomping all those African house in front of his head. There was no carpets. I would wear the illest shoes. He would get annoyed with me. Yeah, go ahead and text that text app. You want to show your behind, the judge could see it. So I'm going to keep it cute. I won't be texting you back on that. I'll be heading in the house. And that's even caught now, stomping the house. See? She's stomping them above my head all the damn time. All the damn time, they Miss was stomping above my head. And I said, oh, well. Ooh. Oh, yeah, so Peach Juice, I guess she was talking to her mother or something like that. And I don't know. Peach was talking to her mom. She said divorce. She wanted communication with him, but there's no communication. I guess Diane felt that he was gonna be her protector, provider, and all that stuff. And I said, I don't know why you thought that. Cause y'all thought because he had some money, y'all thought he was gonna protect. Y'all were fooled and blinded. And I don't know why, as the mother of Peach Juice, you would advise her to be with that person. I know you was all like, oh my God, just a match made. I said, girl, what's wrong with you? But I said, maybe since it's not too far from the tree, I guess. Because I don't know. What discernment? None of y'all had no discernment by Simon? Y'all just jump right in with it, huh? But I guess it's some tradition. They say it's with the family. If you call the contact of family, the family will help resolve the issue instead of going to the legal route and all that stuff like that. And the family said, I want no parts of it. Leave me out. Finito. Leave me out. I want no parts of what y'all got going over there. I know that's right. The family said, listen, I don't got time and I'm not in it. Leave your message after the beat. Goodbye. Cling. So, also Peaches told her mom that she had to sit down with Shamia, and Shamia brought her the news that the lady was talking about her and everything. Because back to Peaches and Kelly was saying, we were just having a conversation about you and everything. And I just asked the question, why is she trying to leave her husband? And yeah, it was most a conversation. But I guess how Shamia brought it back, it made it seem like she was talking that smack about her. I mean, she wasn't talking that smack about it. She just asked a question. And she asked a question to Peachu's face at the party. Peachu got upset, and that's it. That's what it was. But so Diane was telling Peachu why she is bringing you negative energy, negative stuff. And I said, mm-hmm. So this is going to see the start of they failed in a relationship. I guess Shamia was being afraid to say, listen, she was saying this and that. But I was saying after Shamia, I said, listen, let it be. She wouldn't want to act like she was this freaking innocent victim and she had no parts in none of this. Let her be. So Kelly hosted a Mommy and Me event. She invited the ladies and the daughters and the children could go with them, and she doing it for charity, basically. And osteogenesis imperfecta. And I said, oh, she said, I think her young daughters had it. And she said when she was in the hospital, they had CPS on her because they thinking that she was doing something to the children. And they couldn't find out. No, the doctor said, look at the eyes and they see everything. They said, oh, she got osteogenesis imperfecta. And I said, oh, so that was like something dear to her. And then 10% of the proceedings of the purchases, sales they make, it will go towards that foundation. And yeah, so it was a Mommy and Me event. Ladies came through with their children. They was all looking nice, dressed up. And so Peach Juice, we gotta find out Peach Juice and Drew got the same makeup artist. So I guess Drew was being petty and said, listen, you gonna take your time with me. And then you go over there to Peach Juice. And I said, why you got the same one? Y'all can't get no different one? Mm-hmm. So you up in arms about Dennis and working with her, but y'all not up in arms about having the same makeup artist. You could at least get your own, girl. You supposed to just mogul, supposed to have your own businesses like that. Why you have the same makeup artist? But you know that makeup artist got to make their money. I know that's right, girl. So, it's called brittle bone disease, if you want to say that. And that's that. So a lot of ladies was buying things. I mean, that's too high in my price range. I said, listen, if I did have the money, I said, I don't know if I'd ever do that. But you never know. So, and I said, you know how damaged you can be as a parent that you take your child to the hospital because your son won't with them and they think that you would do something like that. Oh, child. I know it could be my mother. I don't know when the off or no. She would have been off. I know how my mother. She calmed down now, but I know her prime days she would probably went off. And I said, "Bye, you gotta calm down." They probably would definitely take us away from you. She will not be having that. Let them do at least a bit of hurt on us. It's like that. She would go off in the hospital. I ain't bringing that. So Angela was have a clear the air with Shamia because Angela and Shamia had a little rocky start. Angela was getting on Shamia about how to question and everything, and I was like, yes, you was coming a little hot, Angela, a little bit about that because you didn't say nothing right then and there. I wish you would have said something right then and there and call out Shamia when she did ask the question. She did ask that Drew and Dennis is dating and something like that, but she wanted to clear the air. So she said, Shamia said, okay, yeah, we could do that. But I need to see the real Angela and not so Drew representative. And I said, we need to see you, Shamia, and not figure Peach Juice representative. But okay, I digress. But she said that is Angela. She said, I'm good on you. Then I'm good on you. I think that's a flip. That's a quick flip on her. Chill. I like Shamia. So they went off a little bit, and then you'll have a moment, and she good on her, and then she spoke to her nose. Said something about her nose. Oh, Latoya Jackson, your nose. And she said, okay, Flavor Flav. And I was like, oh, I know a lot of people didn't really like that comment. I don't know. I don't know what's the reason. I think they like it is because it might be a colorless comment and something like that. Or was trying to say, because Flavor Flav is not a attractive guy to go on somebody's Flavor Flav. But I would say, listen, you threw a shot at me, my nose, so I guess you go throw out a shot at your looks. Y'all both talk about looks and that thing. So, but she did say that Shamia did Flavor Flav as a costume. So maybe you could have played on that and just went quick on it. But But you kept talking about her nose and then the confessionals is ain't on the moonwalk. That's what I'm saying. It could give colorist, but she being through her bone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you do the shot at first, talk about her nose, and then yes, a lot of y'all girls got no work done. You didn't say nothing about Kelly. You said nothing about Kelly. You didn't say nothing about Brit a little bit, but yeah, yeah, she don't look like Flav. I know. We know she don't look like Flav. I said that's a big disrespect. I was like, bitch, who the fuck you call this Flav? I got a whip in your ass right now. Favorite Flav? I would have been so offended. I said, girl, you could have said somebody else. You gotta say that. But yes, I said, listen, she do a shot, you do a shot at her, but you did talk about her nose, her physical appearance. I said, listen, if you don't want nobody to talk about your looks, you don't talk about somebody else's looks. And that's the whole point. But Shamia and Drew made up. They said, listen, girl, I would apologize if I came up to you like that, asking you a question and everything. She said, oh, it's all good, girl. It's all right. And we're all good. I said, that's great. Move on, because it was not deep anyway. It was not that deep. Who to care about Dennis? He's a hoe anyway, so it doesn't matter. So Drew tried to talk to Peach Juice, and she said, can we have a talk? Can we talk? You want to have a conversation? Can we talk right now? Peach Juice said, I mean, can we talk right now? We can talk. We here. I said, girl, she is annoying you hard. So I bet you might just wait till another day. And first of all, you called out Drew not buying that because I know Peach Juice ain't buying that either. I mean, what she said, listen, I got my attorney money. I can't spend that money up. So I don't know. She did board a little bit something and whatnot. But based on the scene, she told us she was buying nothing because that's her attorney money. So that's how you only called out Drew. And they said about Peach. Maybe Peach was zip or something afterwards. Well, I don't know. I just funny because it said Peach ain't buying nothing either. But the ladies was buying things. They was buying those things and purses and glasses and shirts. Cause it was good for the good cause, and it had some good thing. And it was she was partnering with Balmain. I said the name right? Balmain, cause that's it. So Angela and who? Oh yeah. So Angela and Brit met up with each other, and it was one exercise. Basically, and Brit brought her little dog, and Angela and they went to a little walk. I said, how long that walk was? Because they didn't walk that much. But I said, that's cute. And they went to sit down and talk. And Angela makes a sentence about her and her sister is not seeing eye to eye right now. And I think because, and her mom is in the middle, and I think because of that, it's like her mom have an opinion about the husband, Charles. And I think Angela made a mistake of including her sister in a relationship. Because sometimes, yes, when you involve your family in your marriage and you stay with the person, they're not gonna let go of what you told them. So they will keep bringing up, especially they're gonna be around that person. They can't hide it. And some family members will not hide it. They say, I can't forget what you did, all that stuff like that. So when you don't leave the person that you told about and you wonder why your family can't let go when you say it to them, that's what sometimes is not advised to always have your family members or all these friends all in your marriage all the time. Especially when you not preparing to leave that person and you staying. Now, if you're gonna stay in a relationship, ain't no sense getting anybody ammunition to come after your relationship. So you had to defend your partner or the partner getting mad at you for sharing the business. Now I know you have a support group. Everybody has to have a support group every now and then to talk about what's going on. But just talk about it and vent. I don't need you to be involved because I'm not leaving. Don't get a person the idea that you leave and then they're gonna help you and all sort of that. Then you're not leaving. So I guess that's part of it. And then she said she took that. She learned her lesson. And she should take care of them. I think she take care of them, and that she was a woman. That's another thing, like a layer. Like sometimes when you're a successful person in a family, and I guess people look up for you to take care of them, or you have an obligation, or you feel type of way that you don't want them to leave, stay. You don't want them to fall behind, so you take care of them. But sometimes some of them be like ungrateful or whatnot. But she did invite all the ladies to her event at the bank. They're gonna be a dinner at the bank, and I said, "Oh, that's cute," and whatnot. She said, Brit said things went south with her sisters want the father of the passing of their father. And I said that earlier. I said sometimes when it's a passing of the matriarch or the patriarch of the family, and y'all had been close before their passing, after the pass, yeah, the relationship with the siblings does change. Sometimes it may get close, and it may bring y'all closer, or it may drift y'all apart. Because each one of y'all will have a different experience and how y'all grieving of the passing of the father, and what things that come in your mind, and also not only the passing, also life happening and whatnot. So yes, sometimes siblings those fall apart when the nucleus person that holds y'all together is not there anymore. So then y'all separate and split, and then y'all less talking to each other. Y'all don't hang out as much. Um, it doesn't mean y'all really hate each other either. It just means sometimes y'all just fall apart and think that it should have brought y'all together. It made y'all apart. And then on top of other stuff that's happening. So we're gonna talk about that because at the end of the day, Brit, I don't understand what the hell you don't get. Because at the end of the day, when your sister was telling her issues about why she don't hang out with you that much, and you just kind of prove her point. I said, "What's going on in your La La Land?" But like, you think everybody's out to get you or something like that? It's like, girl, what's up? What's going on here? It's like, girl. And I said, and then she said about Kenya being snooty and everything. I said, girl, stop, stop. I said, that's what I'm saying. You had this preconceived notion, and you came in with the idea that you're gonna come after Kenya because you saw how Kenya moves in previous season. So never come after this big dog and get her out. So I could be the queen. I said, you can't be the next queen bee. I don't you is no. I hope this is one a shot deal for you being this show. I'm sorry, I don't want you next season. That's why I see my thumbnail. You see my thumbnail, y'all? Get her off my screen. Get her. Get her. Get off my screen. Because it's like, girl, you were trying to get to know, like, and it's funny. It's like, you keep talking about hug. Kenya hugged you greatly at the bar main event. She came in, y'all got a great little hug and compliment each other. So I said, girl, you giving weird energy. Weird. So Shamir want to send an olive branch to Angela because she was like, you know what? I should have talked about her nose and whatnot. And it's confessional. She still was going off about it. But, it is what it is. And she was talking to her sister. And I first said, why the hell y'all had that scene outside when I think a loud ass lawnmower was going on? Like, you have 50,000 living rooms in that house, and you couldn't pick a room in that house to film that scene when you had the outside and you can't barely hear you. And I was like, child, whatever. So she was still olive branch, so she actually went out, or at least ordered an olive oil to give to Angela. But that was cute. But she had a song I never had. And I listened to a little bit of it. I gotta go listen to the full song of it. But it did sound nice with a little clip I did hear. But never had. She said she wanted to share this to the ladies. And at the bank event. She gonna share this with the ladies and say, yeah, share it. And the sister said, that's a nice song. It sounds beautiful. You sound well. And go that. Now Peach is going her Go Naked. Peach was at her Go Naked event. And Go Naked hair. She also got pampered by Portia. I said pampered by Portia. And she said right now they're doing sheets. And I said, oh, she does sheets? I didn't even know she was selling anything about pampered by Portia. I said, who buying sheets for her? And it just whoever bought it, does it look nice? Yeah, the Better Company. I didn't know she does that. She do businesses she knows about. I know that's right. So Go Naked hair and pamper. And then she's saying that I heard that names. Okay. If it's nice, it's nice. I'll go like that. Hope it is nice. Yeah. So she said Drew is not doing their property. I guess one of the assistants said that Drew is reached out to him and something like that and whoop de whoop do. But she said Drew gotta not doing things the proper way in the contract, so she gotta go through the company to get to her, and I guess basically all through Peach Juice because she was an HR Zach, all that's all together and different kind of names. And I said, girl, you just everyone, huh? So basically, you is the head face HR of the bigger company. So if she wasn't doing something right, why she's not off contract? You don't want to sue her or something like that. So they looking for a new ambassador and whatnot. I said, girl, okay, I can wait till you have this official sit down with Drew and we can clear the air for every one of these things about the dentist, about. And I'll say, I'm good. I'm good. I don't even care if you even care about the dentist thing with her and Dennis working together. I think you just want to have something to talk about because you don't want to talk about your own issues. And the contract about Go Naked here. I said, girl, you ain't doing that right. So what exactly she's not doing right? And you just let that be known and fix it, or otherwise you would not be an ambassador anymore. I didn't tell okay she ain't the ambassador anymore, but I guess the scene we got to talk about it. So Drew and Ralph talk about it. They talked, and he was like training and playing with the kids, and she came through and enjoying a little bit. She said we are better co-parents than freaking better co-parents than being married to each other. And I said, okay. I mean, I guess. So so I guess one of the judgments or rulings in the case that they can't talk about the divorce to the kids. I said since when? But I guess the judge they want them to do that. But I said, it's gonna be out there because I guess this one of the kids shared something about an article or whatever that was out there mentioning their daddy and mommy and stuff like that. So they would say, "Oh my gosh," because it's like they can't talk about it. And I know she at this point she's not ready to talk about it because it's so much. But I say your kids is getting grown and they gonna realize everything. If it's not through you, it's about through school or anybody else. They know their parents is part of the TV and everything. So it's not gonna be hiding and hidden for long. And this day and age is very heavily on social media. So social media, technology, they can find information if they want to. But so I guess because based on court order, you can't speak on it. But I guess when they get lifted, if they get lifted, speak on it when you get a chance. Because they're gonna get older, they're gonna be they're gonna want to know, or they know so much about, or at least they know at least a little bit. So, she said you go. He said you going around telling people that I'm a narcissist. She said you're a narcissist. So I said what makes him a narcissist, Drew? She said, hold up, let me look at the definition. Hold up, let me look at the definition. Narcissist. And she read the definition, just like when she read the definition of gaslight, because she know she was getting gaslit, and she didn't know she was getting gaslit, so they had to. She looked it up, and she said, "Oh yeah, I'm gaslighted. I'm gaslighted." And I said, "Girl, you didn't even know what that was." And that narcissist, and he said, "Yeah, that's what it was." I said, "So you just said the name and you don't know what it was?" Okay. And he said, "Oh, I apologize." He said, "Narcissists apologize." I said, "Since when? Since when narcissist does not apologize? Who told you that?" Narcissist lives on apology. They lives on that. Cause they know they can apologize and they ain't changing their behavior. They just apologize, and then you get off their back. And they go continue the same thing over and over. So don't buy what he's saying, Drew, because he is figuring apologizing right now. They don't apologize. Yes, they do. They are masters of that. Because that's how they keep you in. It's like, Drew, you're an actress. I know you play about you play. Girl, you should know things. But whatever. I don't know. Maybe I feel like she playing dumb sometimes. But I don't know. Maybe that's how she really is. She just did see it. It was. Now I like the scene with Kelly and Kenya. Kenya invited Kelly over to her spa and just get some feedback and everything. You know, they're both businesswomen and whatever. They both look nice. She showed her around the area. And then they sit down and talk. She said, "Oh my gosh, how you doing?" And like that. And that's why I like her kid because I like Kelly is not falling in by how her friend and think about her friend, and because that's why I guess that's why Kelly and Brit is not cool anymore. Because we know when we first before the season, they was all piece of the pod. That all of a sudden, then they just flip. They're not together and they're not cool. And then we want to know what's happening. And then we kind of find out a lot of ladies in the cast is not really effing with Brit. So it's like, okay. So Kelly said, "I don't have the experience with Kenya like Brit had." Because I said, "You know why you don't have the experience? Because you coming in trying to get to know these ladies. Despite if you saw them on TV or not. You trying to get to know the ladies and form your own opinion in your interaction with these ladies. Brit coming in with preconceived notions, and i.e. directly targeted to Kenya. How you doing? What's going on? Queso Ray? Queso Ray, how you doing? New to the channel. Welcome, welcome. I'm having a good time here, Like to chat it up. Ain't talking about mess. Welcome to the channel. If you continue on, you be part of the Mizzies, because the Mizzy fandom. Subscribers and saying calling Mizzies. And we talk about Atlanta. So tell me your thoughts if you listen to it. Tell me your thoughts. So it was like, So I like that conversation. So they sat down, they talked. So she said, "Hold on, where's this bodyguard?" Oh, I was saying, Kelly came with the expectation to interact. And then she formed opinions on how she interact. Or that's like that. Brit coming in with the frequency notion and she talking to Kenya, and we don't care with that. I said, that's the problem. Because no matter what, she just had an issue with Kenya. Kenya didn't shade her. They didn't do nothing that she claimed that she was doing. But whatever. So why you have a bodyguard? I said, "You got a bodyguard?" She said, "Yeah, I got a bodyguard." He said, "So it is a result of what's happening? Like, is it really that serious?" She said, "Is it threatening you and everything? Is it physical harm?" Stuff like that. And she said, "Yeah, we're going to court." And that's like, we talked about it. And she said, "So why the bodyguard?" She said, "Girl, he threatened me in court." I said, "Ooh." And because he threatened him in court, the judge granted her the restraining order. He can't be around her. The kids can't really see him because, it violates the protection order. Oh, thank you. Okay. All right. I found your BCS and I recently watched Southern Charm, New Orleans, and was looking for reviews, and that's how I found you. Okay. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. And thank you. I like to enjoy I'm small, still a small platform here, but I love to do what I do and I have a good time. You know, can't take these seriously and just talk about it and just move on, right? So I was like, she got a bodyguard, and he dragged her in court and everything. I said, "Oh, child, he's a terror. He's a terror." So she understood. She understood it very well, and she wants the business. She said, "Oh, so what's she fighting over?" She said, "He wants the business because it's like the business they had together when they was married. She didn't have this business before they got married. So when they was together, she acquired the business, but he wants the business to have the residual income, and he let her handle things. He was supposed to get the residual income, and she was handling the business. But now they're fighting in court for it because it's like now he trying to do away with it, and that's her income. I said, no, don't try to do that to take away the kid from money for our children's mouth. That's income. You don't want to be with me, and I'm not with you, so we the straight in order. So no, don't take that away. And I said that's a break. You got to have more stuff like that because if that do come to fruition, and then the judge grant that, hope you got something to back up. That's what she have in second place, whatever, and doing her own. So, and then she got a cookbook and everything. So she has multiple streams of income. But I said, oh, he's just a douche. He just a douche. Like it's like sometimes it's so crazy how sometimes women go through with the men in their lives. And you hear their story, I say, wow. Just wow. I said, what's going on? If that's the guy that Kelly was standing next to in that wedding picture that she has, I said, oh, child. Maybe he was doing all that because he know he was not the he was not a dime in the bag. So he had to make up. And he was angry. And he take it out on you because he know how the hell can you be with someone like me? I say, child, you should be confident that she with you, but okay. But then you took it out on her because you feel some insecurities in yourself. But I don't know him. He's not on the show, whatever. So Kenya got very vulnerable because she said, listen, she's worried and she's scared that this business would not do well. And I know people saying that the business only open for a couple of days, like only 3 days in the week. It's like that, and people drive by and it's not open because I said the reason why it's not open as much because it's not open as it's only like 3 days they open. So you're not on the days that they're open and the hours the business will stay mostly closed. So I was like, oh, and she wondered how it's not gonna work and everything. And she said she blew like her daughter's college education on the spa. And I said, if you have the dream and you nurture it. And Kelly was saying, girl, you got it. And Kenya got very vulnerable. And she don't get vulnerable with the ladies as much. She keep it in. But I guess she was comfortable with Kelly. And she just let it out. And she scared it will work. And I'll say, yeah, you gotta nurture it. If God gave you the seed, you gotta plant it, you gotta nurture it. And that's your spot. You put a lot of effort into it. That's why I kind of was disappointed that you choose that moment. Now it probably would low key brings attraction to your thing because when people see it and say, "Oh my gosh, this what happened here," and everything, they probably nosy and want to know what's going on and this is what's the hype about. However, it still probably took away of the opening. So I was kind of disappointed that this happened. However, I'm not mad that she did it. I'm not mad. She did. She had real emotions, and she shared it, and she showed it, and I appreciate that. And that's one thing about Kenya. Like she's the menace at times. She's the villain. She knew that for a while, but at the time she had moments, and I like her. She had things that I said, Kenya, now why you did that, girl? But then it was like, I like her. I like Kenya. Always did. So, but then it was like, she was very vulnerable. And then Kelly was there. She said, you got this. And they hugged it out. And that's good. I said, you know what? Kelly's the truth. That's what I said. At this moment, I was like, yeah, Kelly is good. I will see her again next season. And if she continue, because she has a storyline. She interacts with the ladies well. And I wish she would have stayed on Peach Juice's neck. But that's besides the point. I guess they moved past it. But hey, she's good for now. So Brit with her sister, Cher. And this is her older sister. And they are 3 years apart. And Cher said she's hurt. She said when she's hurt, she get blocked. She blocks people. I think she blocked the mom or something like that, or somebody in the family member she blocked. And she said, listen, but I'm hurt and I'm going to the I'm just blocking people. And she said, good, that's the problem. How can I hang out with you if you got always blocking people? I said that's how she protect her peace. She's grieving right now. So I don't know how long ago, because I don't remember how long ago she's her father passed. I think 10 years ago, something like that. But it still affects her. So she said she just block people. I think she said 2019. I don't know. And she said, when I want to have a conversation with you, sister, I don't want your husband always there. Your husband's always there when I'm having a conversation with you. And I said, that's a problem. I do understand that. I said, why, if I want to have a talk with you and I want to have a personal moment, why the fuck your husband always there? I'm sorry to cursing y'all, but I had to bring it out. Because Brit is agitating me at this point. Move forward. So we're going to get agitated. But I was saying, so girl, don't you understand? Like, your husband knows to be around all the damn time. I said, what the hell he do? He don't do nothing else? Why he always got to be around you? So you one of those. Once you got a husband, all of a sudden, now my husband, my husband, my husband, my husband, my man, my man, my husband, my man, my husband, my man, my husband. Always got to be around like he's a fucking puppy dog. And why the hell he want to be around you all the time anyway? So I said, I understand. I said, it's basically, she said, no, like, you man, can I have husband? And I say, yeah, does he have, exactly. What do he do? What does he do? Because the way how he looking shifty. And I don't know what he doing, because, listen, I don't want to play it. I said, but you better be telling us the truth. Is he doing something he ain't supposed to do? Because you sound like all happy. You calling and you got a beck and call when he hitting you up. I said, girl, boy, get you some business. So every time, so she said, it's there. So when they can't even have a conversation, he kept blowing up her phone. I said, he know you out with your sister. So I said, babe, I'm going out with my sister. If I don't answer, I'm with my sister and everything. If any emergency, just dial 911, hit me, text me 911 or something like that, and I whatever. But I'm with my sister. Why he got to constantly keep blowing you up? So you kind of prove your sister right. And then you try to make it seem like people are jealous that you are married. I said, nobody's jealous of you. Nobody's envious of you and your relationship, girl. Nobody will want you and your man. Besides Mike. Don't want that shifty kind of guy. No. We don't need that. So I was like, good. He constantly blowing your phone. You out with your sister. I would get annoyed. I said, I'm out with my family. Why are you always blowing up the phone like that? Like, what's going on with you? You need some baby milk? You need some pamper change or something? Like, boy, get out of my face. Oh, that would annoy me. I probably wouldn't even answer the phone. I would have about thing on vibrate on silent. And I answer I said, I'm just gonna finish my dinner with my sister. I hit you back. What's up? Gosh. And I said, no, she is not jealous of your relationship because she always act like somebody is envious or jealous of her relationship. I said, girl. And I don't think you keep throwing shade that you the married one in the ticket cast. I said, bitch, we don't care if you married or not. Child. Go ahead. With your second wedding ring. So Drew is executive producer of the album that she's worked on. Like I said earlier, Drew album did sound nice. She had a couple nice songs in there that I enjoy. And she recorded. Oh, I forgot. When the last time Drew was in the recording session, when she was recording a slide, a kid and everything, she said, listen, you've been talking about like you a hoe girl out here in the streets. Kate was asking a question. He said, did you really talk to her? Yes, she was looking for an issue. And I said, it's no issue, girl. Your sister is telling you why she don't hang out with you like that, and you don't want to hear it. You try to make it seem like she's envious and jealous in a relationship because you have a husband. I said, no, that's not the case. She said your husband's always there. And you proving a point why he blowing you up. Like, girl, have your back on and tell your husband stop fucking calling you. Point. So she said, you been talked about like you're a hoe, girl. She know, Drew fashion. Drew always sounds shocked and look, oh. Nobody jealous of Brit, that shitey husband or that leaning wedding ring because it's too big. Exactly. Exactly. So I was like, oh. So Drew said, listen, whatever. I'm trying to talk to Peach Juice. She don't want to talk. You know, if you just join my channel, I call Portia Peach Juice. So I know, and you will see me say, who are you talking about? Peach Juice, Peach Juice, Peach Juice. That's Portia. I don't call her by her name that much. So, so Drew is saying Peach Juice, and she will talk on Portia's terms. She will talk on her terms. She'll let, because Peach Juice go want to talk about her, but she want to talk. And I guess don't chase behind them. Do your recording, your music, and that's that. So Angela's baked dinner. She said everybody was an invitation and said dress in a black attire. And it's black excellence. And so it's one thing, first of all, whoever that lady that kept open. Oh, okay, thank you. Because I know people was like, who is Peach Juice? so So who was that lady keep opening the door, open and closing that freaking door? I know that thing felt heavy, or at least she trying to make it heavy. Because I said, girl, y'all need to come in around the same time, so I can open this thing one last time. But every time she opened it, she had to close it. Then she opened it again, close it, because they kept going in like a second of each other, a minute or a second from back at each other. One came in, the next one came in like a few seconds later. The next person came in a few seconds later, and lady kept opening and closing that door. I said, listen, I'm gonna keep it open, and y'all come in, and I close it when the second last person come in, because I'm not gonna keep opening this freaking door. I know she got her money. She was cute. But that bank looked nice. It was nice. It was nice. The color, the atmosphere was great. Nice scenery. And I like to eat too. So I was like, let's listen to that. Listen, if I was a housewife or in on freaking one of those shows, listen, I know they love to eat, and I would be sitting there eating. I said, I don't got time for that drama. I said, yeah, y'all talk to me when I finish eating my food. But it was a nice atmosphere. Everybody came in all black except for Kenya. Kenya came in turquoise. And I said, Kenya always gonna be different. She know. Damn well she read that invitation. And I know she said on Twitter that she didn't read it. But I said, girl, yes, you did. Yes, you did. But Kenya's gonna be her Kenyan fashion. She gonna be different. And nobody took no offense to it because they know how she is. So she came in turquoise. Kenya went around the room saying hi to everyone. And then she air kissed Drew. She air kissed Drew, right? Because she didn't want to get the makeup on her dress. But she gave a hug and a hug, more than she gave Drew. Her friend that she knew for years before you, Brit. She gave you, hey, that's a pat, that's a hug, that's a pat. I said, girl, child. I got also real quick. I said, girl, you gonna be critical for every freaking thing, right? Girl, she gave you something. Cause last time you go to Kenya, you didn't hug me, Kenya. You didn't hug me. Girl, I didn't hug you. No, you didn't. Girl, come on. You not in trouble. You start in trouble. She said, I'm getting in trouble. I start in trouble. And then the ball main event, she gave you a nice little hug. And this event, she gave you a hug pat, more than she gave Drew. She gave Ed kiss Drew. Because she said, let me get this girl a hug because I know how she is. Complaining about not getting no freaking hug. Because I say you want Kenya, right? You really want Kenya to be, turn the damn it to freaking boost your ego up or something like, girl, you just want that closeness to her. And you could have it, but if you want to always have a moment with her, an issue with her, she ain't gonna get that with Kenya. You try to poke. And I said you did that newbie reality TV 101, trying to go back to the OG, and you fell in flat. Fell in flat. So Shamia apologized to Angela, and she gave her the olive oil. And Angela sent the apology, but then in a confession, she said, "Oh, glad she did because if it was me, I was gonna beat it." I was like, "Oh, so you would have took the olive branch, because you do it, you glad she did it. If I were Angela, I would see the reunion. I would say, "Oh, so mean what? You not gonna set? If the shoes are on the foot, you want to accept the olive branch? Okay, girl. Don't 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 pretend you sorry and you really not. I don't like that. Exactly, because she those two names always in their mouth like liquor. For real. She said, "Thank you everyone who came to my event." And y'all had a good time. Y'all purchased everything, and we had a good event. So almost everyone y'all buys everything. Not everyone y'all bought everything. She said, "So who didn't buy at your event?" Drew, you didn't buy nothing. Drew said, "Girl, yes I did. I did buy something. I bought a $2,000 jacket for my son." I said, "What you buy? I know you bought your daughter too. So what happened? You buy it for the daughter, but whatever." So she said she got text messages and everything to show that she had a text message that she was with the sales associate. It's like that. Maybe she was ordering it and she get it sent to her. And that's how peach juice or whatever it was. She said, "Listen, oh Kelly, thank you. I love Kelly, but that face. Oh my god." She said, just the text messages and everything. And so who's that? You see, I see text messages with dinners. And they said, "Oh, child." So Kia invited the ladies to her grand opening. She said, "All y'all ladies to come. Yeah, all come." I said, "Even Brit?" I said, "Okay." Even Brit. So Shamia played the song. Now, Peach Juice. I don't know what Shamia seen in you for all these long years. Because you're going to sit in my face knowing I'm your best friend, and I took your dusty, ratty ass to the freaking sing a national anthem with me. Sound like a horrible mess with the freaking combat boots on. And you going to try to act like you don't know my voice? So she playing a song. Oh, no, that's Drew. That's Drew. Drew sitting right next to you. Or at least 2 seats away. But Drew was sitting next to you. And Drew was right there. And Drew said, "Oh, girl, that's all right." And I said, "No, if Drew know that was song, that would be her song." So everybody was like, "Peaches, you going hard for no apparent reason. Girl, you don't know your best friend's voice?" So Shamia said, "Portia, stop. You know my voice." She said, "Nah, that's true. That's true." Now, she lucky that's not baddies, because I know Shamia would have, boop. I would clock that freaking face on, I'll clock that phone right on her freaking face. Drew that, bitch. Fuck out of here. We were scrapping on the freaking table. I know Angela saying, "Get the F out, y'all is right on my Vicks." That's how you got one more time saying Drew's name out the freaking done. You know me. Yeah, she would be a bitter and not sweet. Exactly. And then she said, "I kept saying it because it sounded like Drew because it sounded nice. So why you just saying the song is nice? Why you just saying the song is nice?" I know people in the comment section, well, to be honest, it did sound like Drew. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care if it did sound like a Drew or not. It's Shamia's song. It could never had. Drew sitting right there. Drew know her song or not. And you could have said, "Girl, that's my bestie. That's my bestie. Yeah, girl, sing that shit." But she said, "Oh, that's Drew." And she kept going. And I said, "Child." And then she said, "It's a diss track." I said, "A diss track of who?" Girl, don't get smart. And Housewives fashions, and I guess a lot of these freaking shows, they want to place questions. I said, I don't know why every freaking time we having dinner and we have a good time, y'all want to throw questions out there. Can we just have a kiki moment, this chit chat? But you know, this reality TV one, they have their little set things. It's not always reality. Because sometimes you don't be playing questions when you eating. You eating and you reminiscing, you enjoying, you have a good time drinking, and there's music going on, you been dancing. Have a good time and crack up about that. But we ain't gonna be trying to have the questions. So everybody will questions down anonymously. And then the first one was Shamia. Shamia, what did you do to thank you, young man, for your voice? Shamia said, oops. I didn't know it. I like Shamia. You better give it. I know you better give it. She said, I like a lie, like a rodeo. Gonna lie, make a video. She lie like a rodeo. I know that's right. You better give it. Voice. You better lucky I wasn't pregnant that night. But, you know, that's what it is. So Angela said something about her husband, whatever, it was for Angela. And then Pichu said, I heard something about Charles. She said, oh, what? So what you hear? He said, no, I ain't going to say it. I said, no, don't do that. I don't like when people do that. Do not say you know some tea and don't want to say the tea. I'd rather you not say that at all. Don't you hear that? Oh, I know something. So we asked, what? What you know? Oh, I'm not going to say it. So why you say it? If you're not prepared to say it, don't say it in the first place. And first of all, hold up. I ain't gonna be here. If I was Angela, I said, no, girl. What you not gonna do? Tell you what you gotta know. You gonna say what you gonna say, or we gonna come after you about what the fuck you was doing with that girl husband. So if you don't want to talk about yours, don't say you got some tea about somebody else. Stay in your lane and whatnot. Ooh, I said, Peaches, you got something going on, girl. So next was Kia. So it came to Kia, and Kia got 3 motherfucking questions. I said, why the hell she get 3 questions? Like, what the hell? She's popular tonight. So the first one, Kia, what color pants do you have? So Kia stood up, and I don't think she really showed it because I don't think she really had any on. But Peaches said, girl, Kia, you got that little pet set, the punani? Can I not boom boom? And I got Oh, okay. I just follow you on IG, and someone I went to high school with follows you. Okay, that's what's up. Hold up. I gotta follow right now. All right, follow you back. Gonna sing on the phone on the play, boom boom tight, gonna know that the cheat. So, you know, she was like, I said, oh, so you want to see it? You saw it and everything, whatever. But then she said, Kenya, why you worried about happily married women? Kenya said, that's a habit. So Kenya said, that's a habit? And she said, no, I'm just playing girl. That's a playing girl. That's a joke. You know, she was joking. She was not, it's not a habit. So she said, Kia, will you speak nicely to Brit and not with an attitude? If y'all listen to what Kia said, she answered her question, and then she said, I can be nice to everyone else. She said, so Kia, can you be nice to Brit and not with an attitude? Yes. And I could be nice to everyone else. She said, no, it's not everybody wants. It's about me. It's not everybody else. It's about me. It's not. I said, girl, she answered your question. If you would listen to what you said, then you would have heard what she said. She said, yes, meaning that she could be nice to you without an attitude, and she could be nice to everyone else. But she said, no, it's not everybody else. I said, girl, if you stop, you listen. She said, you want to have a moment. So I was like, girl, she absolutely answered. She did. She answered her. She said yes. So she kept going. She kept going. She said, listen, a peasant can't come for the queen. And when you said peasant, she got upset. A peasant? Peasant. You can't call me a peasant because I ain't said for you. I'm glad you using my phrase. I know Kenya kept getting that girl together and she could get agitated and agitated and agitated. He said, no, you don't know what you're doing. You don't mess with the woman. You're going to learn some respect today. You're going to be calling me no freaking peasant. I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. And I was like, girl, get the fuck out of here. So every one of the ladies, exactly. I'm about to say that because it seemed like they was gaming to get her out. Because I don't know how the hell you gonna let someone make a value threat to someone, and you kept her around after Kenya said she didn't feel safe with you. You could at least get her off the show, just like you got Kenya on. So I think they won in the moment, and they used that thing with the Kenya thing because they know that shit was not even all that. So you used that to suspend her for the whole rest of the season, and then bring her back next season. And kept just Dusty behind Brit. Yeah, hell to no. So every one of the ladies was like, Brit, you is tripping. You doing the freaking most. Girl, what the hell is wrong with you? You tripping. Where's my husband at? Cause I got my husband. Where my husband at? Come get my husband, baby. Where's my husband, baby? Cause she gonna learn today. She gonna learn today and everything. She seems like they don't want Kenya around. It seems like they don't want her around. I don't know why. You brought her back to get her off the show because y'all used that, and y'all said it was no revenge porn because it wasn't revenge porn. Whatever it showed, it was severe enough to be detrimental. However, y'all did worse things before, so don't act like that showing a picture as that probably was out there. It's so crazy they suspend her for. So, where's my husband? Because don't play with me. Because I got my pistol. I got my pistol. She said that. Meanwhile, Kenya is standing right there. Kenya, at this moment, she wasn't paying Brit any mind now. Now, after that whole blow up, the party was done. Angela gave everybody a box of gifts, whatever it was in there, and they go off for the day. So Kenya standing by the door. Peach Juice over there. Drew's over there. Also, Kelly is checking on Brit. Brit said, baby, come out here. Because I got to get to understand what's going on. What's going on? Kenya, she going to learn today. Because I ain't playing with that bitch. She going to learn today. And she going to learn to respect someone. Because I ain't playing because I got my whips and pistols. I got my whips and pistols ready. And the husband said, listen, you got to calm down. You got to calm down. Your mic. Get this mic off for me. Because she going to learn. She going to respect me. Because she going to play with me like that. Kenya, she like that. She thinks she all that. She going to respect me. I said, first of all, she very, very loud. People can hear you. And you did threaten the lady. You did threaten her. And then you go around social media before the season started. I don't own no pistols and everything. And I never threatened anyone. And then the season showed, the Bravo showed that you did. And y'all missed me with that. Oh, she did directly talk. Exactly, because he's always around, like they always, like her sister said, he was always around. She probably write her husband where she was at to the bank, and he was sitting somewhere, and then she called him, and he got there so quickly because, like her sister said, her husband is always around. And what the fuck your husband gonna do? Windmill the ladies or something? What the hell he gonna do? And I said, first of all, and I said that on my Twitter or something like that, a threat does not have to be a direct to be a threat. It could be indirect, it could be a plot threat, but it's a threat whatsoever. Because the target of your anger is still in the vicinity. And she's right there. She hears everything you're saying. Say you got whips and pistols. What you gonna do with that? Because when you say that, nobody gonna think that you trying to show off like you're a fashion model. No, you was gonna use it because you mad. So I don't know why everybody be obtuse. Oh, she didn't direct her directly. No, she did direct her. She did. Now I know everybody trying to put apples or oranges and saying that scene that Kenya had with her friend in the freaking closet talk about Phaedra is the same thing with Brit. No, it's not the same thing because Phaedra was not there when she said it. Now if Phaedra was there in that room, if Phaedra felt threatened, then it would be a threat because she said it in Phaedra's vicinity and she had an issue with Phaedra. Now, for people who saying it's not a direct because it was direct, go to your job. If you have an issue with your coworkers and you have an argument and y'all separated and you throw out something that you have a firearm or a knife or something harmful and say you're gonna use it, bet you're gonna have walking papers by the end of that day. Because even though you didn't say it directly to the person, you arguing and you said it. And other people around is not safe. So that's a threat. So y'all need to stop that. And kid knows she heard you because when she got in the car and Peach Juice drove away, she said, girl, she threatened me with some pistols and everything. She said, what? And I said, girl, what have you been? You hear her being loud as hell? She was loud enough so everybody could hear. And y'all all were standing around together. Drew heard it, so how the hell you didn't hear Peach Juice? Girl, I'm trying about. They be reaching. They are. Definitely reaching for the stars. And I said, yes, Kenya has been vindicated. She said, y'all will watch, y'all will see the season, and y'all will find out the truth. And I was mad because they take her confessions away. They don't have a promo. She don't have a tagline. And they just took everything. Like, they just completely erased her. Her story's being told through other people's lens. Like that spa thing. Kelly could have her moment and say something that Kelly could have her own moment and have a confession. Y'all could at least kept the confessionals. At least that. Up to the point that you let her go. At least that. So I do agree. I do feel like they wanted her gone. They were looking for a reason to get Kenya out. And they used this moment. All for the sake of Brit. And then we got Peach Juice hanging out with Brit. I don't know why. But you know, Peach Juice old flip flops. So whatever. Nobody, I'm not surprised. So that's what Kenya said on Twitter, traitor. Hey DVD, how you doing, boo? Exactly. They could at least give her a point of view up till she let go. So we get context, her content, but they completely waste it. And that's what the editing's so off. Because, you know, the scenes that she's working, they kind of cutting it off. And the scene she's in, she's driving the story. Like, come on, X questions, be messy, do it like her Kenya fashion. But Kenya had been really low key so far. She wasn't that amped like she could have been until this situation happened. And I know they show a preview next week that I think Brit went with flowers, apologized to Kenya, but at that moment Kenya was already activated. Even if he did apologize, she's already gonna set in motion what the hell she did, what she's gonna do. Now that's why I say I'm really disappointed that she let this lady, this girl, the peasant, get her on the skin so bad that she would show that at her event. But I understood. Now that we see what we saw, we all understood. So none of us is angry or mad, except for Kenya haters. But we all understood. We just disappointed that we don't get to see her the rest of the season, and she used her event. I try to think Kenya was low key because she was worried about her spa. Yeah, she was worried about her spa, and I was like, "Why you use that moment? Why would you use that moment? She could at least, like I was saying, your post that you post up there, DVD. I was like, Kenya could have used that and had to sit there with a group of ladies in a different event and not her event, and had that same thing with Brit and Van tag her ass. So you gonna threaten me with a pistol, girl? Let me show you something, girl, because you gonna come at me like that. Who was you? Who did you sucking us like that on? Whatever. And went off. It probably showed the girls in a picture on her phone or something like that, and it wouldn't have that same effect that she would have had at her spa. I wish she would have done it that way. So you want a Kenya? I'm gonna give you a Kenya. Since you're a fan and you coming after me so hardly because you want me to be your best friend or someone, you want me to collar you or something. No, you earn your check like everybody else. You could have did what Kelly did and learn us and not look for a moment. And you notice I don't be hearing her that much lately on social media because before that she was all on social media. Now I don't know because I probably don't follow her like that, so maybe she is saying something. But that's crazy. Now this whole thing with Cynthia and Kenya, and I know they haven't been talking since the spa event. I mean that's past. I think they're talking now, so I guess I don't know because this has been filmed way long ago. So she said she haven't talked to her for a year since that event. So I know now they're probably talking right now. But I mean, she sit there and as a friend did, hold her friend accountable. She ain't like what she did. But I said, I never seen none of y'all really say anything about Brit though, the how wrong she was threatening Kenya. It's all about what Kenya did that was messed up. But I did know that some people did say and confirm that yes, that lady did threaten Kenya. Some of them said that in the interview, so they had said it. They confirmed it that it was a threat. But also they all said that they was disappointed that she did at the event. But yeah, maybe I feel like Kenya feel like that. Oh, so okay, I'm wrong. Yes, I know I'm wrong, but you hanging out with that bitch. I feel like too. I feel like they say they gave her the green light to do so at her event because they could have stopped that. They could have stopped that. They could have said, "No, you're not doing this. You're not showing this. You do something else. You can talk about this something else, but you're not showing this." Listen, they better show that. I know they might not want to show. They probably blurred the picture out, but no, we need to see the context because I better see her or in that picture for us to why you go submit this girl. And listen, we are grown. A lot of us who watch the show are grown. We seen people sucking dick, so that's not something new. She said she was a video vixen back in high school, so I know she probably did some things back for a change or whatnot, allegedly. But it may be something. So you want to suspend me? I need to see it. Don't blur out that image either. Show it. I know that's what the people alleged it was. That it was a D her mouth that she showed. But I was like, I don't know. People say that's not true. So I said, okay, whatever you show, what is it? She has a raunchy photo, a raunchy body picture, and whatever. Listen, when we see it on Sunday, we will see what the picture is. Hopefully they show it, but they may not. They probably blur it out. But we do know, but you're not really cool with a lot of these ladies right now. Cause Kelly's not with you, cool with you anymore. Shamia's not cool with you because you talk about her daughter. I said, what the hell is wrong with you? You got to talk about her daughter. I said, huh? What the hell? Child, it would have been a figure in the war. I'm not a fighter, but you ain't gonna talk about my child. Especially the child that going through a lot of complications. Oh, we will have some problems. Now maybe Kelly and Brit had their little issues. Maybe Kelly is not rocking with Brit and how she moving, how's all stuff going on. I mean, I don't know about Cynthia. I know Drew was hanging out with her. I mean, we know Peach was hanging out with her, but I know a lot of ladies is falling out with Brit. So I said, good girl, whatever. You think you all that. They protect you, production protect you, but if you can't film with these ladies and they don't rock with you like that, so you should be a one and done deal. Next time, newbies, don't come in on hot trying to come in after the OG like that. No, learn your place and work it, and then you work your way up. And if you go come in hot, have a legitimate reason, not no fake ass beef you have. Imaginary beef you have with someone. Anything else? Any thoughts? Well, that's what I said. We want to see what this picture is. Because if it's that, I said, okay, ain't no big deal. We are grown, child. So any last thoughts about this, y'all? Before? Because we know we're going to come back next week and we're going to talk about that event. And then because after that, we won't be seeing King anymore. And I don't know if I'm going to watch. No, I'm going to continue to watch the season. I said I'm going to commit to the season. I'm going to watch it. Even when Phaedra come back, I don't care about it. But I'm going to watch it, give y'all reviews. So I ain't going to abandon it. But it's not going to feel the same when I can there. And hope the rest of them can drag it out. And I said, what are you going to do now, Brit? Child. I can't wait either. So first, any future other things, and you don't have anything else, we could continue to chit chat. Let's get out of here. Married to Medicine review. I know some of y'all been waiting for that, but if y'all in my Discord, I mentioned that I really can't stand if the show has more than 2 parts reunion because I tend not to really want to watch it. So what I do, I will wait till after the 3rd part of Married to Medicine, and I do one big review, a Married to Medicine review of the reunion together. Because I didn't want to watch it week to week and give you a review. I couldn't do it, no. Because the season was not all that for that 3 parts. So I don't know why the hell y'all stretching it out for no apparent reason. I don't want to keep seeing all these people. I'm tired of all this cast anyway. If y'all watch my Married to Medicine review, y'all know I'm tired of everyone. Every last single one of them. I'm tired of all of them. Even Quad. Yes, I said it. I'm tired of all of them. So I would do that. You laughed at me. I am. I'm been annoyed. Every one last one needs to go. Like I'm tired. Sure. Yes, Evil Quad. I'm tired of her too. Because I know everybody might make it seem like she had no hand in all of this. I said y'all all had a hand in everything. Yes, Greg should have ignored your behind and being a figure dusty ass that he is when he get all pissy, poor, mad and tell you to F the F up. I said, boy, bye. Who is you? Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. Simone loud behind. I said, listen, I'm gonna say this. I don't want to see no next season Quad and Simone trying to make up. Because if y'all do it, I'm gonna curse y'all ass out and I'm gonna be done with y'all. I'm done. I don't want to see this making up. You show your ass behind in the ring telling me, you get your ass and can't even hang out with Greg. I said, you always want to hang out with Greg. Y'all never stop hanging out with Greg. Even after I told you he beat my behind and put his hands on me, y'all still run behind the Greg. So if I were Quad, I don't care F about you, Simone. F you. And only figure cuddle behind that girl behind next season. I don't want to hear nothing about we trying to make up. I said, no, I didn't call that B. Ask Simone. I ain't call her. I don't want to see her. I don't want to do none of that. The only time we could get to cool together if we got a group scenes, and I would say, I don't even talk to that girl. Because you're going to be too many of this in my face and screaming at me, talk about what the hell I'm doing. Over sister circle? Yes, I get it. I get it. But girl, let go. No, we're not making up. F that. F all that. We ain't making up. So that's that. Beyond the Gates next week. Married to Medicine. Real Housewives of Atlanta. And that's that. I'm about to go back and watch the Bob Bling. Y'all ain't watched the Bob Bling on Netflix? So I watch it. It's good, y'all. Child. Yeah, because I don't know. Because it was Quad tweeted something that she don't know what Simone's issue is. And she said the only thing she can think of is Sister Circle. I said, maybe that's what it is, because I don't know her issue is either. And she said, oh my God, you a dirty bitch. Because I was there for you and everything. It's a karma. I said karma and everything. Oh, we get karmas now? Ooh. Okay, nice. What was that? Karmas now? Okay. We don't have to be cool. We don't. You're old bitter ass. I said, girl, I don't want none of what you got, and you cannot read me when y'all freaking bum ass sons and can't even freaking clean out of himself. Yes, I said it. In the apartment, you got to do cleaning. You do everything for them. Yeah, because I'm always doing something. She always doing production once. Simone mad. She let production give it a Mariah and regrets helping them. Yeah, I like Mariah. I like Mariah. Yeah, Mariah had her moments that was like just like everybody else, and I was like, okay, Mariah. But I was like, I like Mariah. I like how she is. I like how the banter she go back and forth and everything. And I just don't understand. And Simone always do what production wants. Always did what production wanted. Because Mariah said it was Simone that wanted was took upon herself to do whatever she did. And now she did the same thing with Claude about last season when cracking her out. And I was like, listen, I don't care what y'all what nobody's saying. Those ladies knew that Simone was gonna kick her out the group. Now I want to hear none of y'all saying that, or she didn't know Simone was gonna do that. I said, so what the hell y'all have to sit down for? And none of y'all stopped Claude for leaving. So this is what y'all playing in our faces, and that's why I get annoyed with y'all. Y'all knew damn well y'all wanted to ice her out and let her be. So y'all didn't know she was gonna say it, so she said it, and none of y'all ain't say nothing, not even heavily. So y'all knew. So don't even try to say in our faces act like y'all didn't know that Simone was gonna tell her to go after leave the trip. And Simone is mean. She always been mean. But yet, people won't be cool with her. And when y'all falling out, Simone don't reach out. You got to reach out to her to continue the relationship. I said, we ain't doing that. I'm not kissing you. None of you behind. But we'll get to that. And I saw a clip of T Qual was defending T, saying that he shouldn't do that to her. And she said, she always talk about, I said, T, come on, learn the room, girl. She was defending you. But you want to take the moment, and then she just got in behind. I said, oh, child, or girl, you need a hug. Come on, T. Come to my chest over here. Come on, give me a hug, because girl, you did not do right. I don't know what's going on here. Like I said, I'm not mad at T. I don't hate her or nothing like that. But I said, girl, that was not the moment. But if we're going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it, because I was like, what the hell was that? Oh, my gosh. And then the whole Damon, I don't care about Damon. I'm like, everybody like to be, like to fall down and respect him and act like he got to get respected. I said, girl, whatever. But anything else, y'all? Get over here. Any last thoughts about Brit and everyone? Who y'all feeling? Who y'all not feeling? Can't stability. I don't know. It's just like, child, I feel like I think T could be great without Greg. She could be great without him. I think he is doing stuff where they all saying that he does, because you did say the girl, he is doing the stuff that he did to Quad, and you learning it. And I think because you need to over defend him, you're making yourself look bad. And I think he's not doing the same for you. So I guess, girl, whatever you want the man, you want extra money, but it's not making yourself look good at all. But I'm here for her to defend herself, and she needs to defend herself with the ladies. But to the fact in Greg's defense, nah, not for him. He talk to you like a dog. I think you're different. But no, but we'll see. Like I said, I will watch it. I'll watch it. Any last thoughts, y'all? For we're out here? Can we have a conversation? Because, we don't be talking like this that much. Yeah. What it did. But yes, yeah, y'all gotta watch the Bob Bling on Netflix. It's 3 seasons in, and I'm starting the first season. And baby, listen, to people I can't stand right now, I cannot stand that girl, LJ. Yes, she is. She is. And it may not be back next season. We'll see. That girl, LJ, Safa. Oh, I can't stand her petitions behind. Who else I did not like it in that show so far? So for those two. So for that two. It's like, child. You gotta watch it because it was some crazy drama. Child. So Chris got this girl named Brianna. He's a good looking guy. I said, oh, look at that. I saw he's cute. And then, they got Zaina, and they got Fahana. Zaina don't make it right for Zahana, not for Fahana, because Fahana didn't say hi to her, because she was sitting right next to her. She said hi to everybody else, but she got to front of her. She didn't say hi, and it was a backstory. And I said, oh, whoopty whoop whoop. They all the bilinguals live rich and everything. It was so funny that freaking Safa and Zaina was talking bad about LJ, because LJ would say, oh my gosh, like now I would want more and everything. It's like that. I enjoy it too. I enjoy it. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're not a stranger. Continue with us. Continue to grow the family. Welcome to the Mizzy family. It's like that. You're one of the Mizzies now. And I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. But yes, watch the Bob Bling. Oh, I was watched that. The $1 Million Secret is on Netflix. It's really good, y'all. There's 8 episodes. I need 2 more episodes next week. It's a competition show where someone got $1 million. You're trying to figure out who the million person got the millionaire and try to get them out. They got to do challenges and they do stuff like that. It's really good. And what else I was watching? I watched Temptation Island on Netflix. Yeah, if y'all on my Instagram, I share little clips or that and everything. But so that's stuff I'm watching right now. But until then, y'all. Oh, y'all did not watch my Beyond the Gates, please watch it. I'm catching up on the episodes. So I did 12 to 15 this past yesterday. So I will do 16, another set of episodes next week. So please watch that and get that reviews up on that. Yes, that's what I do. That's what I do. All right. Until then, you have a great weekend. And if y'all not, follow my Discord down below and join my Discord and chat up with me there. Share things, talk about topics. I think I might do an updated social corner. Let me see if I can get it done next week. If not, I'll probably do the following week. So whatever topic is coming out on social media, y'all want to discuss, y'all let me know. All right. Until then, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank you for the thing. If any of y'all have anything that I missed, put it down in the comment section down below. Please share, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all later. And watch this. Brit, really good. Get her off my screen. End her. Hope this is her last season. And that's it. Her first and only season, one and done. You can keep everybody else. Except for Phaedra. I don't care for Phaedra either. Let her go. She didn't start nothing yet, but whatever. I don't care. Unless she come in and do the record ball like Cynthia said, I'll wait for that to happen. Until then, that's that. Oh, yeah. Take away peach juice, too, as well. I don't care for her either. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace out. All right, lady, Brit, get off my screen.